Hello, everyone. Rachel Freeman Sowers here. I'm going to adjust this lighting right now because I can't stand it. What you may notice is we have some color going on in the background, and I love it. So that is something new. Always love shaking it up. Let me know where you are joining me from tonight. Say hello in the comments. I cannot wait to talk to you this evening about this ultimate video prep checklist. Now, that's a really long name, and yet I was like, I don't know what to call this, because what's really going to happen is when you are able to have this checklist in your hands, which I have one for you to have in your hands, so that is awesome. What's going to happen is you're going to be able to stress less. So a lot of times I've had to learn the hard way on making sure that I had certain things in place so that when I went on to video, I was able to just focus on what my audience needed, really delivering the level of content and assistance that I wanted to deliver. And it also really allows you to not sweat the small stuff because you'll already have all of that taken care of. So if you are a female entrepreneur who actually uses video in your business, please make sure to say yes in the comments. I would love to see it. Now, if you are also a female entrepreneur who has not yet quite learned or has not taken advantage and leveraged the fullest power of video that you can in your business, I would love for you to put not yet in the comments, because what's really going to happen is this video guide is going to help you really increase your preparedness for your videos. Now, it doesn't go into every single detail. That's what I teach women that are in the Visible with Video Accelerator. However, what it does do is hit on the main things that need to be done for tech for you to check in on, the main things that need to be done for content. And then I actually have some simple, keeping it simple checklists that are things that I have forgotten in the past, and honestly, quite embarrassed myself on video because of it. I'll share some of those stories with you. I don't know if you'll want to hear them. And really, I want to spare you that embarrassment. I want to spare you the, I don't know, just, you don't need to worry about those kinds of things, and you just check all of these things off. So again, what this resource is really going to help you do is to it will give you less stress. It helps with a faster setup. So there's been lots of times already that I've talked about how to set up. Last week, I talked about how to have the perfect lighting, 4 things you need to do to have the perfect lighting, or 4 tips to have the perfect lighting. That is back on my YouTube channel. So you can go to the Rachel Freeman Sowers YouTube channel and check that out if you're really struggling with lighting. I talk about a lot of different things. And even as I'm doing this video, this lighting in front of my webcam that I have here is very different than the lighting that I'm seeing on Instagram over here. And so it really is about how to set it up consistently. I have the other thing too is that the light shifted tonight. So I'll get into some of that stuff in the checklist. So if you're ready to have less stress, have a faster setup, and more confident videos, then you're going to want this checklist. You don't need to grab your pen and paper unless you really want to. Now, what I'm going to be sharing with you are some of the highlights on this checklist, but it is not an exhaustive list because it would take us longer than a 30-minute video for me to run through all of these. So you don't need to write it all down. You will have a PDF that I actually created today, and it will give you the tech checklist, the content checklist, and then the simple keeping it simple checklist. And I'll make sure to tell you where you are going to be able to find that. Now, if you are on Facebook, watching on Facebook, I would love to have you start a watch party and just offer this to other female entrepreneurs that you know. Or if you want to share this after it is posted into Facebook, IG, or YouTube, please make sure to do that because you can help me spread the word. All right, so let's get into the tech checklist. I'm going to make sure to look down at my notes. There are 5 things on this tech checklist. And the first one, these things on the checklist are sometimes like, well, duh, Rachel, I already know I'm supposed to do that. But they are sometimes the easiest things that have been forgotten. Like, you're rushing around, you're rushing to get set up, and you don't check certain things. So the first thing that I would encourage you to check is that all your equipment is fully charged. So I have a Deity external mic here, and what needs to happen is that needs to be fully charged. I'm going live on Instagram through my iPhone, so I need to know that that's fully charged. I run my computer plugged in to both the internet and the power source so that I don't worry about it. I don't know if any of you have been able to tell before, but when I first started doing the RFS live show, I forgot to check the battery on my laptop, and guess what? It was going down, and I was towards the end. I was like, please don't run off. Please don't cut off. It's going to seem so unprofessional. So now just making sure to check that all your equipment is fully charged. Even if you're using wireless earbuds, like when you really get down to each individual point, make sure you have that stuff set up. Tip number 2 is to check your video. So when I am using StreamYard, what happens is it lets me enter into my broadcasting studio beforehand, and I check the lighting. Now, sometimes that shifts and sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on, again, like I'm saying, for IG on my iPhone, it looks totally different lighting than for this webcam. So you want to check your video and make sure that it's working, and that there's really that everything is in frame too. So considering your background. So you want to make sure to check your sound. If you are using a platform like StreamYard, like I am, you're going to want to make sure that the sound is coming from the appropriate place. So what can happen tonight is it could come from my webcam, the sound could come from my computer, or the sound could come through my Deity mic. So what I've had to do is make sure that that Deity mic is selected in this software that I'm using. Now, you can also make sure that's done if you are using your phone, if you have an external mic that's on your phone, if you are running with a camera, using a camera as your webcam, you're going to want to make sure that you have all of that set up. All right, so let me check this. External mic. Make sure it's set up your output source. Okay, number 4 is obviously test your lighting. We talked about that last week. There's lots of different things. Tonight, I decided to test out this lighting in the background. It actually is changing colors from blue to purple to yellow. And so I just thought I'd try it out tonight and have you guys let me know whether you like it. So put it in the comments, yes, if you do like it, if you're like, ooh, mood lighting. And you just try out different things and new things all the time. But what you want to make sure to do is that, so even now, this lighting that's on this side of me, remember, if you're looking at the opposite side, I can see it in my glasses. Now, it's not happening on this side. The other thing with your lighting is that I had my mic adjusted in a way to where it casts a shadow. So I can move, I'm just going to do it here. I can move this mic up and down, and if I move it up, it'll cast more of a shadow. So sometimes the lighting is going to be perfect. Sometimes it is not going to be perfect. Keep going. Don't stop. The fifth one is to check your set composition. So what is in the frame of my camera? So if I were to switch from this Logitech camera to my computer camera, it would be a much more narrow frame. When I set up my phone over here for IG, what I looked at is what was in the frame of the phone or the camera on the phone. Words that often you have come across as backwards and people are trying to read them, and that can be pretty distracting. The other thing is if you've seen that Folgers commercial where that guy is on Zoom and you can see his upper thighs and his boxers, you want to make sure that whatever clothing you have on or wherever you're including into your frame, that is exactly what you want people to see. I take a lot of time and intention to set up my set composition, and it changes periodically, and yet I know it's very reliable all at the same time. Okay, that's the tech checklist. If this is helping you, please make sure to give me thumbs up and hearts or say yes in the comments. Remember, these things aren't these massive things that are going to change your whole, well, that's not true. They may change your whole entire video. But what these are the foundational things that you need to be mindful of, because when you're in anxiety, you're up here swirling around, trying to make sure you have everything set, trying to all make sure that it's all set and ready to go. And then all of a sudden something dies, the battery runs out, the lighting goes out, something will happen. So remember, these are just very simple things that really will create this routine in which you don't have to worry about the small stuff. All right, let's move on to the content checklist. Now, I created a 5 must-have ingredients for compelling and addicting video on an RFS live show. That is on the YouTube channel. So if you want more in-depth, information on that and how to work some of these things inside your video content, make sure that you go and check out that video on the YouTube. It's called 5 must-have ingredients for compelling and addicting videos. All right, so let's go to the first tip. Does your title reflect the content of your video? This is a pet peeve of mine, and I've worked really hard on, and sometimes I still am a little off. Let's just be completely vulnerable and honest. However, I don't like it when I click on a video and I think it's about something and it's about something totally different. I'm not one for huge grabs and huge hooks. I'm going to tell you that this video is about the ultimate video content prep checklist. You're going to be able to make sure that you have everything in order from this ultimate video prep checklist. So when you are doing a video, make sure that the title matches the content. Second is, do you have engaging phrases or imitations throughout your videos? Everyone talks about video views. Oh, I got a view, I got 5,000 views, I got 10,000 views, whatever. Views are not the most important measurement of success for a video. I just said that. Views are not, because you don't know whether those views are 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 5 second, 10 second. What you want is engagement. What you want is asking people for responses, just like I've done. And if you're a person who has not responded, think about why that is. And I would love to hear, if you haven't responded yet, maybe why that is. Have I asked a question that didn't really apply to you? Are you not really into interacting? But what we need to do within our video content on this checklist is make sure that we are engaging our audience. It doesn't always have to be high drama. It doesn't always have to be high like emotion. It can just be energy that is positive and really an intention of giving the best information you can and loving on your audience. Number 3 is, are you introducing yourself in your videos? This is something that I've been seeing more and more often. So when people first start learning video and start putting themselves out on video, they have like this formal introduction. So what I always say is, hi, Rachel Freeman Sowers here. Welcome to the Rachel Freeman Sowers live show. What I'm doing, I'm not going in to say, you know, ex-therapist for the last 18 years, turned video and business strategist, helping female entrepreneurs attract, connect with, and convert their audience, right? I'm not saying that whole big long piece, but what happens is that we forget to introduce ourselves in the front of the video. It is very rare that someone watches your whole entire video. Now you can have, maybe it's not rare if you have a 1 minute, a 2 minute, maybe a 5 to 10 minute video. I think between 8 and 10 minutes, people start kind of nodding off. My videos are way longer. People watch sections of my videos. But this is why when you're going throughout your video, you want to make sure you continuously say who you are. Not like Rachel Freeman Sowers every second, but what I've said before is where you can find that is on the Rachel Freeman Sowers YouTube channel, right? So everyone, no matter where they come in at, they can quickly know who I am. And I'm not just talking about, oh, that's Rachel Freeman Sowers on the name. Right? They get to know me, they get a slice of how I am and the flavor of how I like to do things. Did you include a single call to action? So tonight I am including one single call to action. And the reason this is that it's just like all of us are overloaded. And children, we give them 3 options. Do you want peanut butter and jelly? Do you want a ham sandwich? Do you want, I don't know, a hamburger? So we give them 3 choices. And really, once you start overloading your video content with lots of different calls to action, it really does drain the energy of your audience because they don't know where to go first. It's not clear. And so what we're doing by a single call to action is giving them a clear path. So my call to action to you tonight is to download this ultimate video prep content guide. You can find it at rachelfreemansowers.com/video. Oh man, video prep checklist. It's a checklist, not a guide. I don't know why I keep saying guide. So I actually have it here, and I'm going to put it in the comments for you all. Okay. So how this goes is that you're giving that single call to action. If you're like, okay, sign up to get this video, this ultimate video prep checklist, video prep checklist. And then, but feel free to DM me if you have any questions. Oh, and make sure to check out my YouTube channel at rachelfreemansowers.com. And then you're like, okay, too many things, too many directions. One single call to action. This really creates a clear direction for people to know, I want that or I don't want that. The other thing that I believe it does on a subconscious level is it really allows your audience to know that you're a straight shooter. I'm not going to try and convince you that you need this. If you're someone that's looking for less stress, a faster setup, and to ditch worrying about the little things, then download the checklist, right? So that is kind of my, I guess, no fuss kind of way of doing it. Other people do it differently, but then people know that when they get this checklist, they know what to expect. I've already shared a bunch of this on the video of the checklist. All right, so let's move on. The simple things checklist. All right, so the simple things checklist is interesting, and I'm looking for my paper. I don't think I have it. All right, so I'm just gonna open this really quick over here. Let's see if I can do this and not lose you all. All right, so what we're going to do is when we talk about the simple things checklist, one of the things that people forget, that I forgot, that was super embarrassing, was I drink a lot of smoothies. And you could probably guess now what I'm going to say, but it had blueberries in it. So I usually put blueberries or strawberries, chia seeds, frozen spinach, protein powder, it's got the works in there. Well, the blender I had wasn't doing a very good job. And I literally was like, okay, I'm going to do a live. I'm going to hop on. And as I'm talking, I see this massive piece of blueberry in my teeth. And I was like, what am I going to do now? Am I just going to stop? Am I going to, this is live, like people are seeing it. So things like that. The other thing that happens to me is making sure that your clothing is symmetrical. So maybe one shoulder's off, one shoulder's on, the collar to your jacket, often like I wear. Sometimes I've had one earring on, one earring off. I had one. So checking out some of these things, how you look, how your skin is too off of the lighting. That's something that's good. A few of the other simple things are just making sure that you have water to drink, like I do every time. water to drink, that you have your notes printed out, that you have them in a place that really allows you to access them. So I don't have this list in front of me. These are just things that I remember putting on the list. Let's see, what else is there? Other things that are simple that people forget about is making sure you point your camera in the way that you want it to go. Again, that's about making sure that you have what is in the frame is exactly what you want in the frame. So there's going to be about 10 to 12 of those simple things checklist that often we forget. Oh, the other thing too is don't forget to breathe. Do not forget to breathe before you go on camera. And let me tell you why. When you breathe 3 deep breaths, you're reducing the nervous system. And even after 400 live and recorded videos, although I don't get really nervous, I did get nervous a couple weeks ago when I talked about how I created 18K in 2.5 months. So that was something that was really vulnerable for me, but I was telling people how I made the time and how I did the things I needed to do to create 18K in 2.5 months. That is also on a video on the Rachel Freeman Sowers YouTube channel. So you can go and check that out. And yet when you breathe, you calm the nervous system and you allow your brain to kick in. Remember, when you're in kind of stress mode, high anxiety, you're in the brain stem, your amygdala is saying danger, danger, right? It's covered up, it's that little thing. And then you go in the brain stem. So what we want to do is calm that, and we want to come back up into prefrontal cortex so we can logically think through things. All right, so those are some of the things on the simple things checklist. Now, as we move through, here is the link that you can, oh, I spelled it wrong. Let me fix it really quick. See, this is the other thing too. You just fix it. You just take care of it right here. This is why I love StreamYard. StreamYard is awesome. So you can find this checklist at rachelfreemansowers.com video prep checklist. Now, if you're like, okay, Rachel, I'm ready to leverage the power of video. I'm ready to learn more. The first place I want you to go check out is the Rachel Freeman Sowers YouTube channel. You can download this checklist, use it every single day that you are going to do a video. It's really quick, skim over it. Yes, 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 yes. When you print out your video content guide or worksheet or script, you can make sure you have one call to action. You can make sure you have engaging questions or conversation starters with your audience. When it comes down to tech, you're going to be able to have less stress and more ease in your setup and a faster setup. So I hope all of you have found this useful. Please make sure to share this video with your friends and other female entrepreneurs who are really looking to reduce the amount of stress that they have when they go and prepare to do a video. I would really, really appreciate it. Help me spread the love. Remember, you can just cut and paste this link from the comments of this video and share it to your profile. So that is all I have for tonight. As I say at the end of every single video, make sure to stay true to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always, always honor the wise one that is within you. And you too, Instagram. I'll see you all next Wednesday on the Rachel Freeman Sowers Live Show. Talk then. Bye.